Oh, great. SteamYard decided to change itself because it's not complicated enough. What's up, nerds? It's Saturday morning here on a small island off the coast of Costa Rica. It's a lovely spring morning at about 11:30 on the 8th day of April, 2023. 'Twas the night before Easter. And Paizo has released the first draft of the ORCL. But now it's the ORC AxE L. I don't even know. There probably was a better name for this, but ORC sounded cool, except you forgot the L at the end, so it's really ORCL. Maybe you could have gotten like Orko as the name, you know, if the He-Man people would have let you have it. Anyways, they have released their first draft of the ORC Creative Commons SRD, whatever you want to call it. We could go through all that, but it's like 10,000 pages. Or we could just go through the Q&A that they also released, which is only 3 pages. So let's go through that, because my friend on Twitter, 9th Octopus, said, I don't want to read it. And I said, don't worry, I'll read it for you, because that's what I do. My civic duty to keep you safe. Once again, I will willingly throw myself on the tabletop role-playing game grenades so you don't have to, and try to work our way through the ORC AxE draft. But because this is legalese, first, here's some kittens. Oh, kitten. Oh, more kittens. Another kitten. More kittens. Have you adopted a kitten? You should go ahead and adopt a kitten. Oh, ragdolls. Oh, kitten. All right, enough of that. The ORC AxE. Answers and explanations for the ORC license. How does the ORC license work? It's a license. It literally says it. The ORC license is a license that can be used by anyone to open their game up for others to use. The ORC license is a game mechanics agnostic. If you put ORC notice in your work, then they are protectable. That's the word, protectable game mechanics, plus any product identity that you express, blah, 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 blah. A lot of legal stuff. Basically, there's going to be a thing. And if you put that thing on your game and on the inside of your game is protected under the ORC, but it doesn't have to be Paizo, it appears, or it can just pretty much be any game. So I guess this is why Chaosium has released their basic system under ORC, even though it's not OGL. Why did you create ORC? December. January. I think, yeah. Why did they create it? January. Yeah, January. We all remember what happened in January, and everybody was wondering versus that during that first week of January and the OGL nonsense. Like, well, what the F is Paizo going to do? Because they've been fighting this war since day one. And Paizo was like, hold on a second. Yeah, I know we took a long time to respond, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to release our own thing. And everybody's like, yes! And now 4 months later, it's out. Why is this license so complicated, Paizo? Because law. And we want to make sure Wizards of the Coast can't come after us. And we want to make sure that, at least for now, you can do stuff with the ORC and not violate any nonsense so January doesn't happen again. And also so we can do as little work as possible. That way you can't blame us, because we're going to have very hands-off on ORC. We've made it. We've given it to the lawyers. We've set it loose into the stream of the tabletop role-playing game, that river. But other than that, we're not going to, you know, everybody complains about Paizo being woke. Well, they're saying, well, we're not forcing our current worldview on the ORC. It is an independent organism. It's an island off the coast of Costa Rica. That's why it's so complicated. And now, more kittens. Oh, kitten. Oh, marmalade kitten. Oh, look at the ragdoll. Oh, Snow White kittens. More marmalade kittens. Oh, look at that fuzzy face. Another marmalade. Oh, Siamese. Oh, another marmalade. All right, moving on. Who controls the ORC? No one. We felt it crucial that there be no parent organization, any human-controlled organization that can be politicized, acquired, or corrupted. Again, that way, we are not going to be responsible if you find something offensive in it because we didn't control it. And we're claiming at this point in time that we're not going to force our current political views on you. Here it is. Do whatever you want with it. And if you don't like it, oh well. We just put it out there. No one controls the ORC. But there is a legal team in case anything goes bad. But no one controls the ORC. Can the ORC license be updated? Can it be revoked or amended? Can I pull my stuff out once I've licensed to it? The ORC license cannot be updated, amended, repealed, revoked, or deauthorized by anyone, not ever. There will be no subsequent versions until we make another version. But for now, there will be no versions. Again, this is all legalese. So, again, why did Azora register copyright in the ORC license? Azora is the legal team that is outside legal consultant that was hired to help them build this. We needed a system to assure that no one could modify the ORC license once it was released. We decided that by putting on file as a registered copyright with the U.S. Library of Congress, if there was ever a dispute, there would be a unalterable, disinterested party, the U.S. government, that could hold the original. We don't want a controlling organization because any organization can be polarized and manipulated. There's no host site where you can find that would guarantee you to never alter the license, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Azora law will never enforce copyright in the ORC license like game mechanics. There isn't much copyright protection for the instructions anyways, but it isn't why we registered it. If you want to make a definitive license based on the ORC, we hereby grant you unlimited permission to do that. So I could release Minions on a Mission under the ORC and be protected by the Library of Congress, U.S. government institution. So as long as that's not changed by whoever is currently in charge. Yeah, so there you go. Right now, I could go to Big Geek Emporium, go to the OGGM Adventure store in Big Geek Emporium, go to issue number 10 of Minions on a Mission, go to the edit page and look at the price for only $2. You could go to Big Geek Emporium right now and get this and put protected under the ORC. And as soon as they get the sticker out there, I want a sticker, Paizo. I definitely want a sticker. It'd be protected, which means then tomorrow somebody couldn't go, oh, well, you stole my... I'd be like, no, man, protected, mother. Yep. You know what you should do? You should just head on over to Big Geek Emporium and buy my merch. Because it's awesome. And it's protected by the ORC. If there is no organization who enforces the... If there's no organization, who enforces the ORC? Well, that would be the Library of Congress, the U.S. copyright. If you breach the ORC license, Ed 209s will show up at your door. No, not really. If you breach that would be cool, though. If you breach the ORC license, all the upstream licensors can sue you to enforce the license, but their remedy is limited to bringing you into compliance with the license. If you're breaching it timely, remitted, the license is reinstated from the date of breach. Okay. I don't know how you would breach the license since we're not really sure what the license is. How would I? I would, I guess, an example. We have intentionally not specified a jurisdiction, which means that anyone suing to enforce the ORC will need to bring the dispute to your jurisdiction. This is a tool intended to discourage litigation. So if you wanted to sue me because I violated the ORC, you'd have to come here to a small island off the coast of Costa Rica to pursue legal action, or Ventura County, wherever it is you think I live. I would like an example of what it means to violate the license, I guess. So I could understand that one better, I would assume. Kitten break. Ooh, kitten burrito. Oh, kittens. Now, Steve doesn't have that much white, but yeah. Another kitten. Whole bunch of kittens. Here's a kitten. Another kitten. Kitten. Let's switch to puppies. Puppy. All right, moving on. Can I pull my stuff out of the ORC once I put it there? Nope. Once you release your content under the ORC license, you have given the world the right to use ORC content in their product forever under the terms and conditions of the ORC. So you could use my shit and I could not do anything about it, which I guess basically means you could cut and paste my stuff and I would be like, hey, that's my stuff. Is it? No, I don't know if that, no, because that's violating my copyright, isn't it? Would mean we'd have to go to copyright thing, because I could say, hey, this, I copyrighted King Slime and Steve under the ORC on, April 8th. And on April 9th, my cat decided to sabotage me, and Steve released a product. And now they're suing me. Can they do that? I think. I don't know. I only worked for like a couple months as a legal advisor. Then I turned out the guy I was working for didn't have a license anymore. Oh, that was an interesting first couple of months of the apocalypse. Yo, don't you know? I'm making educated guesses here, but obviously anybody who loves sausage and or the law should never go watch either being made. I leave it to you to make your own interpretations of these. Again, Paizo, examples. If I was writing this, I would have put in an example. No question, because you're assuming everybody else can understand this, and that's the first step to leading to potential disaster. You need to give clear, cut, easy to read verbiage, and then you need to give an example so I know whether I violated the ORC or not based upon the example. That would be my first suggestion if I was allowed to enter suggestions, which I think you are. Moving on. Can I use it on a board game? Yes, you can. What about digital rights? It's included. How long does this last? To the end of time or until the copyright expires, which I believe is, I don't know. How long does a copyright last, USA? 70 years. So for 70 years, you are protected unless, I don't know, something changes. Is there an SRD? There probably will be the equivalent of those, but the ORC license is designed not to require these. The fourth part of the ORC notice gives you a place to include system resource document contents. Remember, this is not a rule set. This is the legally binding document that protects your rule set. Example, Chaosium released today, their new version of their basic role-playing system, the core engine that runs all the Chaosium stuff. Now, originally, I had questioned, Chaosium, you weren't affected by the OGL nonsense in January. Your system is completely proprietary to yourself. It's not affected by D20. It's not in any way, shape, or form related to D20. It is, as many people's opinion, the best role-playing system ever made, but that's besides the point. Also, Call of Cthulhu, most popular role-playing game in the world, but that's besides the point. I question, why would they do that? Well, now we know. The ORC is not an SRD. Also, this means, question we asked yesterday regarding Tales of the Valiant, is Project Black Flag still protected under the ORC, even though they're making their own thing? Here's our answer. Yes, this is not a rule set. There is no rules for playing the ORC role-playing game. Pathfinder will now fall under this, but Pathfinder has its own system. Chaosium will now fall under this, but they have their own system. Tales of the Valiant, I don't know, that game over there, that game over there, that game, my game, your game, any game. Maybe Chelsea will put Shadow Dark under the ORC. I don't know, but that's what it means, I think. I just got the license to build an RPG on the newest Hollywood blockbuster. Congratulations. Can I build this on the ORC license? Only if the Hollywood company gives you the rights to use all the images and everything like that. I would talk to Free League about that. But yes, the ORC will protect it. So if I wanted to make Fast and the Furious the role-playing game, or Mario the role-playing game, or, well, that one's already been made, so I can't say Honor Amongst Thieves a role-playing game, because that's, Avatar, The Way of the Water, role-playing game. What's the biggest movie still? Wandering Earth? Yeah, some 100 billion. Yeah. If I wanted to make Wandering Earth the role-playing game, and whoever held the license to Fast and the Furious or Godzilla versus Steve or whatever said, yes, go make this game. Here's all the legal stuff. I could then say, and I'm going to put it under the York, and it would be okay. Puppy break. Oh, look at the puppies. Oh, look at more puppies. Oh, Golden Lab, best dogs in the world. Yorkshires. Oh, another lab. Maltese. I don't know if that's a dog or stuffed animals. That's definitely a golden lab. Another golden lab. Somebody likes golden labs. They are the best dog in the world. More golden labs. Tikapoo. More golden labs. Maltese, I think. No, chocolate lab. Another golden lab. All right. That's enough for lab place. Can I say which primary game my product is built on? Absolutely. The trademark legal document for number, blah, 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 fair use, blah, blah, blah. Again, okay, this is just what I said. I am making a game. I am using the Shadow Dark because apparently I say Shadow Dark too much. I'm making a game and I'm using the rule set from Pathfinder 2nd edition. Can I say that? Yes, you can say that. It's protected by the ORC. The trademark legal doctrine of nominative fair use holds that you can say your product is compatible with another product. If you want to say your advantage is compatible with any famous brand that you always had the rights to that provided, i.e. Pathfinder, as long as you are not saying, oh, I own this game, but I'm making a game suitable for use with, what's the number one? This game is suitable for use with the world's most popular role-playing game. Bam. Why no Creative Commons? We tried hard to make a Creative Commons license work, but we ran into one of two unsolvable problems. These are the same problems that Wizards of the Coast use because they use the wrong one. And then it gets into stuff that I'm not even going to try and explain. Blah, 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 blah. SRD, CC, BY, SA, 4.0, ORC. Yeah, these are all big legalese words. Puppy break. Oh, that's a boxer. I don't know. Maltese, golden, more goldens. That's a lab. Golden. What's that one called? Oh, Shih Tzu. Blue healers? No, corgis. Those are corgis. All right. Okay. So basically this says they looked at the Creative Commons that Wizards of the Coast put theirs under. They don't want to be compete with them. But plus they were looked at and they're like, Wizards of the Coast. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but basically what they're saying is, this is what Wizards of the Coast claims they're going to do with the 5e SRD Creative Commons that they released. But come on, if you really read it and you look at Wizards of the Coast's batting record, we know that it's not going to protect you exactly the way they're claiming it's protect you, especially since they hid that little copyright bomb in there. That's the topic for another video, but yeah. So they decided to do this instead. So it is not a Creative Commons, and it is its own unique individual thingy. It protects you from stuff. Moving on. No, that's it. That is the entire Q&A. It is 2 pages. I thought it was longer. Let me look at it again. 1, 2. Three. Okay. Yeah, guess that was it. Funny. Oh, now if you want to see what the other one looks like, open the other one. The other thing, the actual license is 2, 3, 4. Well, also 4 pages. That's not bad. So the actual license, they're saying feedback is requested. Draft only, feedback requested. How do I supply feedbacks? If I want to provide feedback to this, you go to their Discord page and you can do feedback there. And I have put the links to the Discord page and to where you can get this. So there you go, Ninth Octopus. I read it. I broke it down. Let's now break it down even more into Mike speak, into OGGM speak, or at least do my best. But first, puppy break. Oh, look at the face. No Great Danes. No Great Danes. You do not know the love of a dog till you've known a Great Dane. All right, puppy break over. All right, so break this down into simple, easy English, which is impossible. What does the ORC mean? It means that once it goes live in the U.S. Office of Copyright Congress, you can make product protected by the ORC. I guess there'll be a sticker on a stamp, just like anything else. But it doesn't have to be beholden to any RPG system, though we kind of think you probably shouldn't use the ORC to make 5th edition product, at least until 5th edition ceases to exist at the end of this year. Then, according to the SRD that Wizards of the Coast has released under Creative Commons, apparently 5e will be open game. You can make anything you want under 5e under the Creative Commons SRD. We still don't know if it's going to be covering anything made for 3, 2, or 1, or 0, because remember, 4th is under its own little thing. Hi, it's me, I'm 4th. I'm still here. I'm not affected by any of this nonsense. You could still use me. I'm perfectly... Shut up, 4th. Oh, man. It's not that we don't love you, but you're not the topic of today's conversation. I love you too, OGGM. Yeah, we love you, 4th. They're not saying you can make D&D stuff. In fact, they specifically said we didn't want our thing to be compared to the D&D thing, and we're not sure the D&D thing actually does what it claims it does. So you know what? Here's our thing, and our thing, plain and simple, says you could make a game for Earth Dawn. Shout out to Max. You could make a game for Dungeon Crawl Classic. Shout out to Aaron. You could make a game for Villains of Vigilante. Shout out to Barry Osler. You could make a game for Marvel Superhero. Shout out to Barry, TJ Storm. You could make a game for anything. Put it under the ORC, then come up with your own SRD, i.e. Project Black Flag, and then come up with your own rule system, i.e. Project Black Flag, and it would be protected under the ORC, and then that's about as much as we can get, because we need examples. We need clear-cut examples. Are there any in this? No. At least not that a normal human being would understand. If there's any lawyer types out there who want to link this and try and explain it in simple English, we would probably greatly appreciate it. The very first feedback I would give you, Paizo, if you're listening, or if I went to your page right now, and examples, clear-cut English examples, preferably with pictures. Like a wiki how to, I think that would help a lot. But right now it seems to be, I don't know. I don't see anything wrong so far, especially like the part where they're claiming they can't touch it. So a lot of people were concerned that Paizo might try and force their particular politics and their particular current censorship and their particular leanings towards what people say is woke and whatever, and their pronouns, and I'm not the place, but there are people who are uncomfortable with the current political stance of Paizo, and there were concerns that the ORC would reflect those. But right now, it doesn't seem like that. In fact, they're saying we're totally hands off. Once we let it go, that's it. We're not touching it. We can't touch it. It's not. We just wrote it. We handed it over to this lawyer. This lawyer handed it over to the U.S. Department of Copyright and the Library of Congress. They're the ones who are going to oversee it. So if you, for a chance, wanted to release a game that had titties in it, and you were worried that we at Paizo were going to go, no titties in your game, or no mentions of abortion, or whatever that, well, nope. Now, that doesn't mean somebody else might not be offended by it and pursue action against you. How dare you show titties in your game? But it's not our responsibility. You could go talk to the U.S. Department of Copyright about that. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a guy who has access to pictures of puppies. Oh, Great Danes. Such good dogs. Oh, my God. Oh, that's what our old Great Dane looked like before he passed away. Our new my parents' current Great Dane is a brindle, and then they just got a new one that looks kind of like that. 2 Great Danes in that teeny little house, but oh, they're such amazing dogs. Sadly, they only live 7 years. Heartbreak, but oh. Anyways, okay. I guess that's all I can say. Hey, Ninth Octopus, do you appreciate the fact that I read it for you? Again, remember, I'm not an attorney. I just play one on TV. So I could be completely wrong. If you are an attorney, why don't you go through it? The links are connected down below. And you could see if I'm wrong. Remember, this is a draft, so it's not finished yet. It's a draft. So they're still working on it, but it sounds okay, right? What were our concerns? And it sounds like so far the concerns are met. Obviously, I'm going to have to read the actual thing before tomorrow or Monday, or wait for somebody smarter than me like Tinker to do it. And then I won't have to. I can just link Tinker. Shout out to Tinker. But yeah, all right. This one was for you, Ninth Octopus. Once again, I have thrown myself on the tabletop role-playing game grenade. I took the bullet for you. I went through the ORC question and answer and tried to translate it to simple words that even Mar Hockman could understand. So hopefully I have done my job. And if you appreciate this, let me know. And maybe subscribe to my vlog if you haven't subscribed yet. Help me reach 2,000 subs by the end of the year. And if you're feeling generous, you could head on over to Big Geek Emporium and buy my merch. I just put live today level 3 of my Dungeon 23 Mega Dungeon. Or if you want to skip the middleman, you can sign up for my Patreon and get every product that I make mailed to you directly for only $4.99 a month. And that way you would know 100% of the funds go to me, Mar Hockman. Till next time, I'm the OG GM telling you, stay safe. Have a great Saturday. Happy Easter. I will see you later. Get out of my Library of Congress, you damn kids.